Alex Proud and Jess Talbot-Smith. Welcome to West End Best Friend. Thank you for coming and chatting to us. How are you guys doing?
Great, thanks very much. Really great, really excited, almost there to reopening, so in a great mood today.
Yes, that's what we like to hear. Proud Cabaret, where did this whole idea come from?
Gosh, I'd love to say that I grew up and desperately wanted to own a cabaret restaurant, but that would be a complete lie. It started really good. All my venues have always been built around the location, and I, back a long time ago, 11 years ago, saw this venue in City. It was an opera restaurant. It's down some stairs, had low ceiling. It was a horrible place, but it was free. It had a 3M license and it was big, and I was excited. So the moment I walked down the stairs, I just don't know why it popped in my head. I went, my gosh, I feel like I'm in Berlin. I'd been to see cabaret in Berlin several times. It was like, Berlin, why don't I build cabaret around this? And I spent a dreadful year doing really bad cabaret and showing that I knew nothing about it, but painfully and slowly learned from my mistakes. And the main one was don't produce it yourself. Hence, this young lady here, who now is the show producer, does all the incredible stuff. I'm just the background guy.
We came to see the Kerry Ellis one. We absolutely loved it. We were booked in to come and see the Rachel Tucker one, but obviously 2020 was against us. Where did the idea come from? There's cabaret and then there's what you guys have done. We're talking like dancers up in the air. We're talking singers, fire eaters, three-course meals. Where did this entire concept come from to the Go Big or Go Home? And what was that like to direct and create?
I mean, I'll answer the first bit, and then the second bit Jess can do, because that's very much her. When we came to Embankment about roughly a couple of years ago, we still had a very traditional burlesque-based show with a singer and old-fashioned burlesque. And it was wonderful, it was great, nothing wrong with that. But I think as time went on and we got used to this space with its sort of quadruple height ceilings, and it's just a different, huge feel, we started to realize that you could do so much more. And then I think where the lucky break came was I want to do much more, but sometimes when you're talking to some old idiot like myself, I don't speak the same language of theatre, production. Yeah. I just have ideas in my head. And I was quite lucky. Jess was one of our performers, and I started speaking to her, and she actually got my very bizarre language and was able to begin to understand what I slightly wanted or where I wanted to end, and then was able to do the far more difficult thing of translating that into the vision you see. And Jess, I don't know how you did that.
The show had to fit the venue as well, and the way that we've decored everything out. But our whole idea, I remember finding my old planning sheets for it. We said like Chicago meets New York meets Vegas. Nothing ever was understated. We just wanted everything to be as big as the show to be as big as the venue was, and basically make it as authentic. And once you step into those doors, you basically feel transported, that you're not basically in central London, you could be anywhere in the world. I think that's really why the performance there's no dips in the show. Everything has to be really big, really loud, really obnoxiously in your face, otherwise it just doesn't work in this show.
The other thing we really wanted to do during lockdown was I saw it as an opportunity to sort of double down on everything. So we increased our capacity. We went and got the sous chef from Nobu, who's going to be without a doubt one of London's great chefs. We invested much more in the show. Jess was given a much better budget to some extent to play with within the confines of lockdown. And this is sad in some ways, but we were lucky enough that because obviously Cirque du Soleil and people like that weren't performing, we were able to suddenly take all these great performers. And I think what's exciting is now the show here is so great, we're really hoping that even when our competitors reopen, and I can't wait, I hate that our competitors aren't open. We're better when everyone's open. But I'm hoping that what we created is so unique that a lot of those people will stay with us. So it's been exciting because everything's fed into each other. The show's better, the venue's better, the food's better, the service is better. And I want to keep going in that direction. And what we really hope, what's really exciting is when social distancing and lockdown end, I can put even more money in, and we can get even bigger performers and make the show even bigger. So it's just the start of what is a really exciting project.
That's so awesome. And off the back of that, what was it like to obviously kind of hit the ground running coming out of the first lockdown once we could get back into theatres, knowing that you could provide jobs and opportunities for so many people? Like hospitality's taken a huge hit as well. Our industry's taken a massive hit, and you were able to provide people with roles, get people like Kerry Ellis, like Denise in, to really create a show and have people come and feel part of it, like wined and dined with their three-course meal. What was that feeling like to be able to give back?
everybody said, although it's a sinking ship and 2020 is awful, it made everyone feel this real sense of family. Is I know in the show and in the staff, front of house, back of house, it's like we've all said that. It's just like feeling really lucky to have each other in this moment, and it brings you closer together because you're all making the best of a bad situation. It's quite magical like that.
I've been in the cabaret business for 10, 11 years, and we all know that the cabaret stroke acting stroke theatrical world can be fairly backstabbing occasionally. And what's been really wonderful about this horrible year is the atmosphere is so different, and
yeah,
this really unique team that work together, and it comes across in the show, and it comes across the public. The feeling you're talking about is this immense privilege that we can be there doing this passion. And you know, when you can't have something you love, it reminds you of why you love it. I mean, I go up on stage every night and just say, thank gosh you're all here and trusting us, because not having you made me realize how much I love you all. So I think for all of us, we felt really lucky and privileged to be in this position. You know, all I want to see is the West End and the stage and the restaurants and the cabaret and the musicals back as soon as possible.
And speaking of that, obviously, like you guys were, like so many people who had opened again, were smacked with the second lockdown. What can we expect whilst you guys are planning and beavering away now to make sure that you're up for the time that lockdown and restrictions are lifted again and people can get back in? Is Proud coming back even stronger and saying, we're here, guys, and this is what we do?
Well, I can't let you know too much of the magic.
Oh, I love that.
Jess is out there and has been rehearsing with the whole crew and with a whole bunch of new celebrities, as you know, Rachel Stevens, Duncan, Cheryl Hole. There's a whole load of them, and the shows are all being adapted for Christmas, and they're all got new numbers. There is a whole team of builders out there. We've been painting and building and improving and polishing. Proud City, which has been quiet during the lockdown phase, is coming back, and it's been renovated, and we've got a totally different show there that will have a totally different atmosphere. It's camp, it's cabaret, it's going to be ruder and naughtier and appeal to a slightly different market. And then Brighton has got a great show down in Brighton where Kerry Ellis is going to be singing almost every night down in Brighton. And all three venues have been revamped. We're going to come back bigger, better and bolder than ever. So please, we need you to come and book now, because you need to trust us. It's going to be amazing.
That's awesome, guys. I'll let you get back because I know you're super busy, but thank you so much for coming and chatting to us today. I was booked in to come down for the Rachel Tucker one, and I was livid when the world was against us. So I cannot wait to come down and be shouting and screaming.
You'll be wow. We make sure of it.
And we'll raise a glass together then. And to all your listeners, book now. There's a triple guarantee. You'll always get your money back, or we'll move the date, so you don't have to worry. You can book in complete confidence. Thank you so much.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Have an awesome day. And take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.